So, what happens when your absolute dream house hits the market because the owner just died in it? Well, today we're jumping into the beginning of Shelley Marsh's cozy mystery, Dying to Live Here. We're going to see how a killer opportunity leads to a really bad idea and how a murder turns two best friends into the prime suspects. Let's dive in.
The book just throws you right in with this absolute gem of a first line. It's so abrupt, right? A little shocking, and it just perfectly sets this quirky, mysterious tone for everything that's about to happen. Definitely not your typical hello. But this dead neighbor isn't just random neighborhood gossip. Oh no, it's an opportunity. So our narrator, Emma, gets this call from her best friend, Laura, who sees this, unfortunate death as a golden ticket for Emma to finally buy her dream house in this super exclusive neighborhood. Okay, so the real heart of this story, what makes it tick, is the dynamic between these two friends. First, you've got Emma. She's our narrator, she's cautious, super sarcastic, and really just wants a quiet life. And then there's Laura. She's wealthy, impulsive, the HOA president, and she basically lives to stir the pot. They are total opposites, and that's where all the fun and all the trouble comes from.
All right, but here's the catch. This isn't just a simple real estate deal. I mean, first off, there's the whole, owner died in the house thing. And on top of that, there's a huge time crunch. Bids for the house open on Monday, which means there's absolutely no time for a proper tour or an open house. So this ticking clock, it leads to, well, a really, really bad idea. Since they can't see the house officially, Laura reveals she just so happens to have a spare key. Her brilliant solution? A secret late-night tour. And Emma, who is clearly the voice of reason here, immediately points out the, giant obvious flaw in this plan. She's not exactly thrilled about the idea of committing a felony just to check out the kitchen countertops. And this is just peak Laura. She hears breaking and entering, and her only takeaway is, oh, we need to be sneakier. She just completely steamrolls Emma's very valid concern and twists it into a reason why they should go through with it. So Emma just lays on the sarcasm thick, right? It's that classic, are you even hearing yourself right now moment? She's hoping, praying that Laura will finally get the hint and realize how ridiculous this all is. But nope. The sarcasm just flies right over her head. Laura takes it 100% seriously, and boom, just like that, the plan is locked in. 10 o'clock, all black. A midnight mission to tour a dead guy's house. And really, that's the question hanging in the air, isn't it? Emma reluctantly gets on board, dresses up like a ninja, feeling like a total idiot, and heads out to meet Laura. She's thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Well, as it turns out, it's so much worse than she could ever imagine. Okay, so against her better judgment, the midnight tour is on. The two of them sneak over to the vacant house, and you can just feel the vibe shift. It's dark, it's ominous, and all that playful, funny tension from before, yeah, it's gone. Now it's just real suspense. Laura fumbles with the key for a second, and then it works. With this loud squeak, the door swings open into just pitch black nothingness. And without even a moment's hesitation, Laura steps right in, vanishing into the dark as she looks for a light switch. And a second she's inside, you just hear this thud and a squeal. She's tripped and fallen hard over something big on the floor, something they can't see in the complete darkness. Emma fumbles for her phone, turns on the flashlight, and the beam cuts through the dark to reveal an absolute nightmare. That lump on the floor, it wasn't a rug or furniture. It's the body of a woman lying in a pool of her own blood. Their little illegal house tour just became a murder scene. Laura completely panics. She scrambles to her feet, and you can see this huge splotch of blood staining her shirt. All she can do is just repeat that over and over as the sheer horror of what's happening finally sinks in. So Emma is about to call 911. They're standing there, dealing with a dead body. Laura's covered in blood. And just when you think it can't possibly get any worse. Oh, it's about to. At the absolute worst possible moment, headlights sweep across the driveway and the police car pulls right up to the curb. Turns out a neighbor had already called in a report of intruders. They are, quite literally, caught red-handed standing over a body. I mean, you gotta think about it from the cops' point of view, right? They roll up and see two women at a crime scene, one of them covered in blood. To them, this doesn't look like they found a body. It looks like they were interrupted. And just like that, Emma's worst fears come true. There are no questions, no chance to explain. They are immediately arrested for murder. Their harebrained scheme to check out a kitchen has officially ended in handcuffs. So what happens after you get arrested for finding a dead body? Well, for starters, you get a ride home from your friend's very, very angry husband, and you find yourself with a whole new set of problems. So here's the quick breakdown of their night. First, they're questioned for hours down at the station. Then they're released because there's just not enough evidence to actually charge them. But, and this is a big but, they are now officially the prime suspects in a murder investigation. And yeah, the detective, he doesn't mince words. He makes it crystal clear. Even though they're free to go home, they are not to leave town. They are persons of interest, and you can bet the police are watching them very, very closely. And that is where we leave them. So the big question is, can this cautious, sarcastic planner and her impulsive, troublemaking best friend actually find the real killer before they end up trading that dream house for a jail cell? Well, you'll have to read Dying to Live here to find out.